This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Hello, my name's Harry Tambuatco. Welcome to this program. Now, it is said that truth, well, as elusive as it may seem due to electronic media, that truth has become elusive. But let me tell you something about truth. It's called perception. And when it comes to politics and when it comes to training people's mind, it's called perception. And today, perception has become truth. Now, let me note some perceptions. Number one, does the Comelec have integrity? The answer would be, we hope so. And should they not, we pray that they will regain some type of integrity. Why? Because 2019 is coming along. Whether or not it's going to be a plebiscite or it's going to be another election for the midterms, either way, the voice of the people need to be heard. Perception. Number two, Smartmatic is bogus. Where do you find a country where its citizens are leaving by droves, by hundreds of thousands, due to a dictator that sits on top? Now, let's see. Is that a third world country? Is that a banana republic? Well, Maduro sits on top, and no less a Smartmatic was there, is there, belongs or originates there, and has infected our election in the last 2-3 elections. What do we know about Smartmatic? Let me see. Acho, the guy who died in the University of Santo Tomas, wanting to take up law, whose life was snuffed. Let's see, who's on top of that? Divina. Oh my gosh, the law office Divina and the dean, no less, who was insinuated, perceived, or is it truth? Or is it fact that he gave money to, no less, the commissioner in the Comelec, Andy Bautista? Was that what drove the last straw? Was that the nail, the final nail into the coffin that made him resign? He can't seem to get away with it because they're getting him back to answer for more. Nevertheless, he did accept a bribe with the hundreds of thousands being deposited in an obscure bank in Laguna. Now, what do we know then about perception and truth? Let me tell you, Smartmatic, my gosh, we have to stop it, regardless of this stupid contract that the last commissioner, Robert Lim, I mean, pipirmahan, paalis na. Pumirma para hindi mapahiya, itinago. Now, how many commissioners do we have left, if I'm not mistaken, with us? There's what, 4? Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about other solutions. That's the bad part, my introduction. Now I'm going to talk about the good part. There are solutions other than Smartmatic. And yes, it's electronic. With us, we have Leo Querubin, who's been in the show a number of times with the Philippine Computer Society. He's knowledgeable, he has the expertise when it comes to the election, automatic election system. We also have Jerry Lee. He's not a rock and roll star. He's not Jerry Lee Lewis. He's just Jerry Lee from Red Core Solutions. So we'll start first with Leo. Leo, why Red Core? When I asked you to come on and help me with this Smartmatic fiasco, we got to get rid of them. Why Red Core?
Okay, I think first and foremost, there has been a lot of criticisms on Smartmatic. And the obvious response always of those that are siding with Comelec is that, do you want us to go back to the dark ages of manual?
Oh, sinasabi nila.
Like they always say that. But there is actually an alternative. In fact, the alternative is much, much better than Smartmatic. Because the alternative that Redcore has developed, designed and developed, number one, they're a 100% Filipino company.
Tama yan. Dapat bigay natin sa Pilipino. Ba't natin bibigay sa Venezuelan? O sa Singaporean? O sa Amerikano? Bakit? Wala kang tiwala sa Pilipino? Go ahead.
And second, it's the first fully transparent and verifiable automated election system. The Smartmatic system that we're using is not actually automated, fully automated, because the voters still have to write something on the ballot.
O nga, ano, may manual din.
May manual pa rin siya, di ba? But this is actually fully automated. And I'm giving the opportunity to Jerry later on to explain
How
the
it
system,
works.
how it works, yes.
Why specifically, you're with the Philippine Computer Society. Last week I had Nelson Celis. Now I know you people have been working very hard to look for a solution to the problem that we call Smartmatic, because of the perception that, well, many, I mean, ngayon lang ako nakakita ng eleksyon, 1 week before elections, pinagawa nila 90,000 memory chips.
Yes.
I mean, believe ako, it can even be done in 6-7 days, coming from another country, considering you have to manufacture it, create it, print so many, transport to the Philippines, and then bring it out to all the islands. In other words, it wasn't done.
Yes.
Lang loloko lang.
Yes.
Why Redcore for you?
Well,
Why transparent?
well, the system is transparent because the voter can actually have a sense of completeness from the start up to
Until
the
the
way
end.
it is counted.
So less mangyayari nito, wala masyadong protest na. Ihina na yung trabaho ng Comelec.
Well, supposedly, no, that's the objective. The objective of any election is to get the true will of the people, regardless of what the results
Correct.
produce.
Correct.
No? Like, for example, in 2016, there were so many issues that IT professionals, and we represent the IT professionals in the
yes.
Philippines, there are so many issues that actually came out. One is the ENYE.
Oh, the end.
The ENYE. Okay?
Kaya nanalo bigla si Leni Robredo.
Okay, I don't want to comment on that. Let's have another show
Ako
on
na
that.
lang yung truth and perception.
Okay.
Fact. I'm sorry, that's fact.
Fact,
But
okay.
go ahead.
First and foremost, Smartmatic has been in the Philippines since 2008. So they've done 2008, 2010, 2013, and then 2016. They know already the psyche of the Filipino voters and candidates. The joke we have is that walang natatalong kandidato, lahat dinadaya. Diba? And then you have now...
Perception, yeah.
Exactly, perception, the optics.
Yes, the optics.
And then you have an entity, a foreign body, a foreign individual who comes in the middle of the night and changes something and says it's cosmetic. Diba? In the IT procedure,
Nawala yung integrity eh.
in the IT process, there is what we call a change control process, wherein for any changes that you do, and you don't do any changes on the production side, okay, you have to get first the impact. Ano yung impact if I make these changes? Will it affect the integrity? Does it have to be changed anyway? If it's
Correct.
cosmetic, then you don't have to change. In fact, I always say the person who should hate Smartmatic the most is Leni Robredo.
Dapat.
Dapat. Because like an athlete that was that had a findings of doping at the end of the event, may asterisk na yung pangalan niya eh. Diba? So if I were Leni Robredo,
That's a good point of view.
diba? She should be the person who should really be, pardon my French, be really be pissed off with Smartmatic, because if Smartmatic did not do that, then
there wouldn't be any question today.
in fact, Harry, one of the questions I ask is this: what if it was Leni that was leading by 1 million votes?
Bumaliktad.
And then nagkaroon ng blackout for 2 hours, and then nag-change yung script.
Si Bongbong bigla nanalo.
Biglang si Bongbong ang nanalo. Can you imagine the kind of chaos that potentially the Philippines could have had?
Then again, perception has it that the Liberal Party is corrupt and they're the ones who did this. Yes. Let's go to Jerry Lee. Jerry Lee, tell us about, you run Redcore, you own Redcore Solutions, you're the IT man, ikaw lahat.
No, well, actually,
You're the face.
I work for
Okay.
Red Core Solutions.
All right. Red Core is a corporation?
Yes, it's a
Filipino,
corporation.
all Filipino?
All Filipino.
Walang mga Amerikano dyan? You know,
Nope.
si Peter Wallace, hindi involved dyan? Diba? Wala. O sige, go
Wala,
on.
completely Filipino. So,
Managalog ka?
yeah.
Go ahead. Either way.
So, Red Core Solutions, 100% Filipino company siya. It's been operating since 2005.
Right.
I joined last few years lang. And we're an IT company. We develop software. But apart from developing software, we also look at business processes, make them more efficient, make them more secure, make them more
So
cost-effective.
you're in the software development business.
Yes, correct.
And you happen to now come up with a solution called fair elections, electronic.
Copyright pending.
Let's
No.
go to your slides that you sent me. I had Andy. Andy, can we put the slides? Let's start with slide number 1. That will say Mobile Secure Election System. This is by the Red Core Solutions. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng red? Bakit? Namumula na solusyon?
Well,
O pangalan lang yan?
Pangalan, but
Okay, let's go to slide number 2, please. Let's go straight. Maybe you can explain this.
Okay. So the software that we developed is actually called MOSES. It's an acronym for Mobile Secure Election System.
Mamalahin ka ng simbahan, but go ahead.
So ano siya? We utilize the latest in technology, tablets. So instead of huge machines na kailangan ng
iPad.
truck, you have a tablet. Doesn't have to be an iPad. Could be something cheaper.
Tama. Gaya
something
ginagamit
local.
ng MMDA
Could be
sa
a my
traffic,
phone.
yun ang gusto nila.
Uh-uh.
And it's 100% Filipino. Designed all by mga Pilipino.
Yes, that's
Let's go to
correct.
slide number 3, please, Andy. Okay, you can explain this. Yan, tablet.
Okay, so the tablet can be configured to use any precinct. What that means is hindi mo kailangan i-match ang isang tablet to a certain precinct. You can send any tablet to any precinct and that will allow them to use it.
Hindi nila pwede pagpalit kung lagay nila yung tablet nila, it won't work kasi may software yon.
That's correct.
So meron nakakabit na.
Yes.
Kumbaga. Let's stay on that slide, please, Andy. Okay, then you say you can choose a dialect. So kung Ilocano ka, pwede.
Yes, that's the beauty of it. Kasi digital eh. It's a screen.
Kung
So you can
Frances,
change. Sorry?
If you're French.
Well, syempre, Filipino
Okay.
elections to eh.
And how about the overvotes? What does that mean?
Okay, so overvote is a problem wherein people tend to vote. For example, if you try to vote for more than 2 presidents in your ballot, so that will cause your ballot to spoil.
Tama nga.
So,
So hindi pwede.
hindi pwede kasi this is digital.
It
It's
will
not
reject
like
it.
it's not like shading a circle, no? It will be a button on
And
screen,
only one entry.
and only one entry will be accepted.
Okay, let's stay on that number 3 again. Yeah. And finally, can you explain TARAS, please?
Okay, so we have the voting part, which is through the tablet. But how do we check? How do we count the votes? Because this is the part that's questionable. Eh? It goes into a magic box, and then out comes numbers. So here we try to make it more transparent. So we want to bring the truth into perspective using TARAS.
Is that the issue with Lenny and Bongbong now in TARAS? Those letters keep seeming to come up in TARAS because they're having a hard time tallying, or hindi? Not necessarily.
Well, in a way, I think one of the best options that Red Corp
Yeah.
has in terms of their system is the TARAS system. No? Because right now, in fact, I think it was Gus Lagman who said that the current election system that we have, it's like watching basketball, but you're watching it behind closed doors.
Tama,
Because they
no?
only tell you the score at the end.
Oh, correct. He did that
You know?
analogy.
So one thing good about TARAS, no, the way it was explained to me, is that you can actually, because when you use a tablet, it actually prints out a ballot.
But the tablet doesn't have a printer.
Yes, but it's now connected to a Bluetooth printer. So when
Ayun.
you have so many confirmations that you go through, meaning that if you choose the president and vice president, they ask you to confirm. The system asks you to confirm. So there's always confirmation. You cannot overvote because if you choose 2 presidents, it will not allow you to do so. Again, because there's a program. Unlike in the shading, you can actually shade it. No?
Di
And
ba
then-
pwede ba bilangin din yung that long sheet yung sa Smartmatic, di ba sinishade? Yun ang binibilang nila
Yes,
ngayon, di ba?
yun yung binibilang. But the accuracy level of the PCOS machine or the VCM
Yun yung
is
peak.
only
Iba pa yung count.
is
Yung
only
count.
99.9.
What did you require? 100%?
No, it's 99.995.
Yung required nyo,
Yung
di ba?
required ng Comelec.
Ah, ng Comelec.
The law actually requires 99.995. But the tests done by NAMFREL in 2016,
Yes.
it was only 99.9,
Okay.
which means you have a lot of errors per 1,000 ballots. And you're talking about the shading
the
itself.
shading, which is one of the issues now with the vice presidency. Let's
Vice
go
presidency.
to let's go to slide number 5. There you go. Jerry, can you continue again?
Okay.
Off the shelf.
So yes, off the shelf. What this means is the hardware that we use for Moses, it's not exclusive. It's
Okay.
commercial. You can buy it from any hardware store, any vendor, so you're not tied, you're not limited to one supplier. We can use tablets from Philippines, we can use tablets from the US or wherever. We can use printers from wherever. It's all brand neutral.
So billions will not be spent to Venezuelans. It will be spent to merchants and distributors who are already in the business of importing all kinds of gadgets.
Yes.
From printers, etc.,
Correct.
Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Marami na ngayon yan, no? Okay. On that same issue, let's see. Number 5, can we go back to that? Okay, can you explain that part? It'll be donated. That's what you intend.
Yes.
So
So
it's a
the,
very big part, ha? Kasi hindi mo tinatapon to, hindi gaya ng mga yung PICOs natin ngayon, nabubulok, binabayaran natin ng
Yes.
inventaryo,
Yes.
naluluma, naiiwanan ng innovation, di ba? Correct? Technical improvements. You intend this can be used by government now,
Yes.
by DepEd, CHED if necessary, or any other agency.
whoever is interested.
MMDA, nabigay natin sa MRT. Bagay, mas kinagawin mo sa MRT, hindi talaga tatakbo eh, you know. So, okay, one more slide before we take a break. Let's go to slide number 6. Can you explain this, please, Yan?
Okay, so Moses comes built in with a testing and sealing process. So the explanation can be very technical, but to simplify it, I'll just say that it's a way for the system to check itself if it's been tampered with, if votes have been inserted
Lalabas
through other
doon.
means, lalabas doon. It can evaluate itself.
My gosh, and I thought we were Catholic. We're going back to the Muslim dates. Back to Moses and Abraham and all of this. Gentlemen, we're going to have to take a short break. There are 7 more slides, and we will go through that, and we'll ask Jerry to explain how this is. If you notice, it's very simplified. To an IT man, it is simple. To you and I, it sounds a little gibberish. But then again, tell me that Smartmatic is smart as it presents it to you. Tama nga naman si Mr. Lagman, ano? Para ka na sa Araneta Coliseum, Ateneo Lasal, nagbabakbakan, naririnig mo yung crowds. Diyan nagsisigawan, no? May nag-shoot. Mami, hindi mo alam kung sino nanalo. Mamaya may lalabas. Ang nanalo ay San Beda. Paano nangyari yun? Ateneo Lasal lumalaban. Hindi po, nanalo San Beda. Tapos ka na, uuwi ka ngayon, magtataka ka. Paano nangyari yun? Sino kaya Vice President natin? Ganun nga yun eh. Paano nangyari yun? Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. Stay with us.